Let me say something you might not like. If you've ever paused in the middle of a sentence because you didn't know what comes next, it's not a vocabulary problem.
Hmm.
It's not even grammar the way you think.
Then what is it?
It's patterns.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because most people know words, but they don't know how those words connect.
Exactly. And today, we're going to fix one of the biggest hidden problems in English.
Verb patterns.
And I want you to pay attention to this, because this is the difference between sounding correct and sounding natural.
And more importantly, speaking without hesitation.
Let's test you immediately. No explanation, just instinct.
Which one sounds correct? I enjoy to watch movies, or I enjoy watching movies?
Don't answer quickly. Actually, think about it.
If you said, I enjoy watching movies, you're right.
But here's the problem. Most people don't know why.
And that why is exactly what causes hesitation.
Because next time, you'll still guess.
And guessing kills fluency.
Let's break something.
Hmm?
The idea that grammar is rules.
I like this already.
Because what you actually need is pattern recognition.
Yes. Because in real conversation, you don't have time to think, is this rule correct?
You just speak.
Or you freeze.
Exactly. Let's start simple. I want go home.
Immediately wrong.
Right, but why?
Because want needs something.
Yes, it needs to.
So, I want to go home.
Now, here's where people make a mistake.
They think, okay, just add to everywhere.
And then you get, I enjoy to watch movies.
Which is wrong.
So now you're confused again. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever learned something in English and then immediately realized it doesn't work everywhere?
All the time.
That frustration, that's because you're learning rules instead of patterns.
So let's simplify it. Some verbs take to plus verb.
Like want to go, need to study, plan to travel.
And some verbs take verb plus ing.
Like enjoy watching, avoid going, keep trying.
The verb decides, not you.
That sentence right there is important.
The verb decides.
Let's test that.
I decided
Pause. Finish it.
to go.
Correct.
I avoid.
Talking.
Good.
Now here's where it gets interesting.
I think this is where learners get stuck.
Why?
Because some verbs take both.
Like,
I like to read, and I like reading,
yeah, and both are correct.
which makes everything confusing again.
Only if you're trying to memorize everything.
Okay, explain that.
Because in real life, you don't need to know every possibility. You need to know what sounds natural.
So you're saying exposure matters more than rules.
Exactly. Imagine you say, I enjoy to spend time with you.
Slightly off.
Now say, I enjoy spending time with you.
Feels smoother immediately.
That's pattern familiarity.
Let's make this practical.
Yeah.
You're talking to a friend. You want to say, I need
What comes next?
to study.
Not studying.
Exactly.
Let me tell you what's actually happening in your brain.
Go ahead.
When you speak, you're not constructing sentences from scratch.
You're recalling patterns.
Yes.
And if the pattern is weak, you hesitate.
Or you avoid speaking. Let's challenge you again.
Quick answers. No thinking too long.
I plan.
To travel.
I enjoy.
Watching.
I decided.
To start.
I avoid.
Making mistakes.
Good. If you're getting these right, you're already improving.
If not, this is exactly what you need to work on.
But we've only touched the surface.
Yeah, because there's something even more dangerous.
Verbs that completely change meaning depending on the pattern.
And this is where people get confused the most.
We're going into that next. Let's test you immediately. Which one is correct? I stopped to smoke or I stopped smoking?
Don't rush it, because both are correct.
But they don't mean the same thing.
Not even close.
I stopped smoking means you quit. You don't smoke anymore.
But I stopped to smoke means you were doing something else, then you paused so you could smoke.
That's not a small difference.
That's a completely different story.
Imagine someone says, I stopped to drink.
Hmm.
Now imagine they actually meant, I stopped drinking.
That's a serious misunderstanding.
Exactly. This is where grammar becomes real.
So let's simplify this.
Yeah,
When you say stop plus verb ing, it means you quit the action completely.
but when you say stop plus to plus verb, it means you paused something to do another action.
Two patterns, two meanings.
Let's test you.
I stopped working.
Meaning,
You quit your job.
good.
I stopped to work.
That one sounds strange, but technically,
It means you paused something to start working.
exactly. Let's move to another one. This one confuses a lot of people.
Try to do versus try doing,
Again, both correct.
but not the same.
Try to do means you attempt something difficult.
Example, I tried to lift the box,
Maybe you succeeded, maybe you didn't, but you made an effort.
but now try doing.
That's different. That means you're suggesting a solution.
Example, I can't sleep. Try drinking warm milk.
You're not struggling, you're experimenting.
So if you say I tried calling him,
That means you tested it as a solution.
but if you tried to call him,
You made an effort, maybe it failed.
that difference is subtle but powerful.
Let's test you quickly.
I can't focus. Which one fits better?
Try listening to music or try to listen to music,
First one.
because it's a suggestion.
This is where many learners feel frustrated,
Because everything seems similar, but it's not.
but it's not.
And that's why memorizing rules doesn't work. Let's go deeper. Another dangerous pair. Remember to do versus remember doing.
This one is tricky.
Breakdown. Remember to do means don't forget something in the future.
Example, remember to lock the door.
Now, remember doing.
That's about the past.
Example, I remember locking it.
You already did it.
Imagine this conversation.
Did you lock the door?
Yes, I remember to lock it.
That sounds off.
Correct version, I remember locking it.
Pattern summary moment.
Let's pause here.
Yeah, this is important.
Some verbs don't just change structure,
They change meaning.
and those are the ones you must master. Quick round, no overthinking.
I stopped smoking.
Quit.
I stopped to smoke.
Paused to smoke.
I tried to open the door.
Attempt.
I tried opening the door.
Experiment.
I remembered calling her.
Didn't forget.
I remember calling her.
Past memory.
If this feels like a lot, that's normal.
You're not supposed to master it instantly.
Just start noticing.
That's how patterns become natural.
But we're not done yet, because there's one more layer.
And the verbs that don't follow any pattern you expect.
And this is where people lose confidence completely.
We're going into that next.
Now, this is where English stops behaving nicely. Because we've handled patterns, we've handled meaning differences, but some verbs simply refuse to stay consistent.
Let's start with something basic. Have becomes had. No problem. But then you get do becomes did. Go becomes went. See becomes saw. And nothing about those changes is predictable.
And that's the problem learners keep fighting. They keep asking, what is the rule? But there is no rule.
Only usage, only exposure, only repetition.
Let's go deeper. Take this pair. I see him every day. I saw him yesterday. Simple. But now watch this. I have seen him. Different system entirely.
That's present perfect, not about time alone, but about experience.
And here's where confusion starts. Learners try to force a timeline where English is not giving one.
So they say things like, I have saw him, instead of, I have seen him.
This is not intelligence failure. It's pattern interference, two systems mixing incorrectly.
Confusing verb behavior zone.
Now let's look at verbs that change meaning depending on structure, not tense, meaning.
Like, I made him cry versus I made a cake.
Same verb, completely different function.
Or, I let him go, I let the dog outside.
And learners often miss this point. English is not only about verbs, it's about how verbs behave with objects and context.
Confusion breakdown moment.
This is the point where many people feel stuck, because suddenly nothing feels stable.
But the truth is, you're not supposed to memorize all of this at once.
You are supposed to absorb it slowly, like background noise that becomes familiar over time.
Confidence does not come from knowing everything. It comes from surviving not knowing everything.
Let's make that practical. When you're speaking, you will make mistakes.
But fluency is not error-free speech. Fluency is unstopped speech.
So the real goal is this. Stop editing yourself mid-sentence.
Because that is what kills natural flow, not lack of grammar.
Say it first, adjust later.
Your brain must learn speed before perfection.
And over time, correction becomes automatic.
Final internal shift.
Let's summarize everything this episode has done.
We moved from translation thinking to direct thinking,
Rule memorization to pattern recognition.
hesitation to response.
And now the final stage is simple. You trust your language.
Even when it's not perfect.
Emotional closing.
If you're listening right now and you feel like English is still heavy, that's expected.
You are not failing, you are building.
And building always feels slow at the beginning.
But if you stay consistent, something changes quietly.
One day you will notice you are not translating anymore.
You are just speaking.
And that version of you is already forming.
Final outro. This is where we stop today, but not where you stop learning.
Keep noticing patterns. Keep speaking even when it's imperfect.
And keep moving forward.
This is EngGlowUp.
The channel where we turn everyday moment into English learning.
Our slogan is simple. Speak it, live it, glow in it.
If this helps you, don't just watch it, use it.
Subscribe, stay connected, and continue the journey with us.
We'll see you in the next episode.